As I said, we are working with Professor Gobbo, but we work in a different way from the other groups because our professor has actually divided the main lot into clusters, and we got this one that you can see in here with the shadows. Well, first of all, we have considered that we were in a central point, so our cluster could be actually crowded or maybe full of people that were crossing our cluster for going or in the other clusters, or maybe just staying in our cluster. And it is next to the entrance, so it was a very important point, and we had to consider that. And we wanted to gain privacy to people who live in our cluster. We did that in this way. You can see in here in this house concept that we actually have designed three kinds of building with three different heights, and then we have divided our these buildings with a platform that is actually accessible to pedestrians and people who can go on the upside of this platform. People who actually live here, and so they can have their privacy on the top of this platform, while on the bottom of it they can have their commercial facilities. That's why each house has a private shop on the bottom of this platform. Then, as you can see, we also have worked with a particular shape. For example, you can see that in this elevation, and also in this model. This is a particular quadrangular, a truncate quadrangular pyramid shape, and we came to this shape getting inspired by the geographical conformation of Indonesian islands. That's why our houses actually resembles volcanoes. And we wanted to actually design something that could be similar to a natural form, for example, a rock, or maybe better, in this case, a volcano. Then we also have designed a mask because we wanted also to insert in our put in our project an important building, not only something that could be commercial and that's all. Then in here there's the ground floor plant, and actually in here there are all the shops, and from these staircases, these two from the outside and others in the inside part of each house. People can go on the upstairs on the platform, and in here there's also a kind of square that is workable on the top only for who lives in our cluster, but it is accessible to everyone, and it is a quiet place to stay. That's why in here we put everything that could be commercial and for example also noisy. And from this side instead the sacred part of the building of our project. And in here there are a lot of pillars because we want to actually to screen this part this part, and we made this a quiet place. In here there's also an axonometric view that actually shows how the path works on the bottom of the platform. Actually, there are all the commercial all the shops in here, and then on the outside all the houses. Sometimes the houses touch each other, so I don't know, in a natural way. Because, as I said, we want to resemble natural forms. And here there are two axonometric view of the models. Then this is the first floor plan. There are you can see all the inside parts of each houses, and also the plans of the mosque, how we have arranged all the houses and the mosque. The mosque is actually elevated on a podium, and you can go inside the mosque thanks to these two staircases, and then there are the spaces of the mosque. In here, you can see better the mosque we have designed. There are actually three spaces. There was a concept in the that was explaining how this composition works, and there are actually three parts that are linked by with this part of the structure. And people can go in our in this structure from here or here, from these two staircases. And in this part, there are two water tanks where people can purify themselves, and then they can go inside the mosque. Actually, the mosque has also a different orientation. Because we wanted to face our building to Mecca and make it possible praying facing to Mecca. And why in this part in the center, in the center is reserved to men. This other part all around here is reserved to women. And in these sections, you can see how the inside part of the mosque actually works. In this other part is slightly different because it's a kind of public and communitarian space where people can stay together in harmony. And from here, from this chair, they can go on the rooftop of the mosque, and then they can have a view of the wall area. As you can see, we also put a minaret because we wanted to respect the traditional way of designing a mosque, and also that the rooftop of the mosque has a different shape, a volumetrical shape from the houses. That's why we wanted also to say that the nature that actually from where taken inspiration could be sometimes also powerful, and so this kind of crash is something that resembles a collapsed volcano, and so we wanted to say that nature has a higher power, and that kind of power could also be a power of a superior entity, and this superior entity is always here in the mosque. That's why also the mosque has this orientation, because it's like if that was watching over all the buildings. So we wanted to say that people can always count on it, and they can go inside our building and staying together in harmony and praying. These are two elevations. You can see also how we are, of course, how we have arranged this kind of separation between these two parts. So in the bottom, people, everyone can go below the platform, while just only people who live here can stay on the top of it. And here, there's the relation I was talking about, the mosque and all the other buildings. In here are the three typologies we have designed because we were different situation to arrange because of the position of the houses, because sometimes they touch each other. So we thought it was better designing three kind of typologies with three kind of shops. Each shop, as I said, has a staircase. They can go on the upside. These are the typologies, and from here there are three axonometrical view. You can see better the inside part of our houses. here there's a section. It is shown better the relation between the houses and these two actually dimensions. And this is the last sheet about the technological data drawings we have done to explain how we have done how we have designed all these buildings and these typologies. And that was all.